Welcome to the podcast. Boom! What's up, big dog?
Hell yeah!
What's good?
There it is. I
big
like
dog.
that one. Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, nothing, bro. Oh, you know what? Got
What's
some
up,
announcements.
Taylor?
Let me hit these announcements real quick, and we'll introduce.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we're here. We got I'm Jory. Mark Olea's on here.
Here's Mark. Boom.
And Taylor Sterrett. Now, real quick, we got a raffle going on for a belt buckle. Chuck Custon, shout out to him. We're trying to get a fundraiser going for the EAC, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But basically, he gave us a belt buckle that he's making, and we put a picture up. You can go ahead and check it out on the Twitter account. Taylor, what's that Twitter?
That Twitter handle is AZPT Podcast. That's at AZPT Podcast.
Does anybody want a belt buckle? You know
It's $5 for a ticket.
Yeah.
3 for $10, and we're going to raffle that out the union meeting, which is this upcoming Friday. And go ahead and get in contact with AZ Pipe Trades Podcast at gmail.com if you're interested. Unless you see Taylor or myself, Jory, out there at work or school, we'll be at the union meeting. That'll be the last chance before we raffle it off there. You can hit us up at that email. Once again, AZ Pipe Trades Podcast, all lowercase, at Gmail. And everyone who's been asking about the EAC, we're waiting on a date to schedule it. We came up with the mock date, which would be 2 weeks from now. It's Saturday, April 13th, and we don't have an official date because we came up with April 26th, which is a Friday, for everyone to come in and meet. But it looks like that date is unavailable, so stand by for next week. We hope we'll have an official date for everyone to meet up. We have all your names. We don't have your contact info. If you're listening to this,
No, we got emails for everybody.
you did get them? Okay, looks like we got your emails, so scratch that. I'm an idiot. But we will be contacting you via email with
That's
an invite.
for damn certain. Not just kidding. Go ahead.
No, man, that's good.
More information forthcoming.
Yeah, more information forthcoming, just to keep you guys updated. We're not just dropping the ball or putting it aside. We're just trying to get a date. One more thing. There's been an interested individual out there who was talking about carpooling, and you can rent a van from the city of Phoenix for about, I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere around $50 a week or a month. What is it, Taylor? Do you remember?
I don't know. Jacob Pauly is going to be handling all the details on that. So keep an eye out, keep an ear out. He should be coming around trying to get names for that of people that are interested.
And to help him out further, what I was going to comment on it was if you could get us at azpipetradespodcast at gmail.com with your, just let us know in the subject line, van pool, your name, your city that you're at, crossroads, whatever, so we can help him get a list of guys where they're at, and we're going to try to get more information on that. Last thing for our announcements so far is I'm thinking about putting on a weight loss competition. If you're interested, we don't have all the details, but go ahead and hit us at that email. Let us know you're interested in a weight loss competition for the summer coming up. You know, we want to see all you guys fitting in your shirts next year too. You know.
Woo!
And go ahead and hit us at our email for that one, because I'm going to be leading that. The weight loss competition will be at 918hellyeah at gmail.com. Again, 918hellyeah.com or at gmail.com. And hell yeah.
So for all you big mofos to get into that competition, be pretty good. Be good. So
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, bro. That's it for the announcements this week. We got our podcast. It's all rolled out. And
that's it. We're done. Not just kidding.
no, man. Mark, thanks for coming, bro. Because
Yeah,
I was worried
definitely.
you weren't going to come. I called you yesterday and shit, and I was like, damn, he didn't answer Thursday.
Oh, no, I know. I was like, that dang. I was like, yeah. Sometimes I was like, I woke up this morning and I was thinking, well, I'll just wait till he texts me again. You're like, that's the whole reason I called you yesterday, man. God. So, yeah, kind of procrastinated and then woke up and just went to the gym like I always do. And then I was like, making a whole bunch of excuses, but glad I came down here. Feels
I think
good.
that's the resistance.
Well, once you get here, once you get to where you need to go, that's where you feel, then you're like able to, you're able to do it. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes getting to school or getting to work, you're just like, it's more of a hassle to get there, but then once you get there, you're like, oh man, why didn't I get here a little earlier? It's like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's like weird. But.
Yeah, that's with everything. I think there's just that resistance, and you're like, I don't. The gym.
Yeah.
The gym.
Yeah, you have a little resistance.
You're just like, oh man, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. When you're done, you're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Oh yeah.
But in your head, you have like this weird you're like, nah, I'm busy today. Wait, no, I got this going on. Yeah, right. You're on your phone half the time. You ain't got nothing going on.
Dude, that's funny because it's like it's thought patterns, bro. Thought patterns. Like when I went and talked to a psychiatrist,
like when you
a
think
sports
of pizza.
psychologist. Well, no, I was talking to a sports psychologist when I was fighting. And one things that he talks about in his book, because I also bought his book, is just, you got to change the way you think about it. Like, when you're in a tough situation, you start, there's a thing inside you that's just like, this is hard. I don't want to do this. We should stop. Oh, pain. And if you could recognize in that moment to be like, oh, these are excuses. This is how it's going to feel in a fight or whatever it is. This is how it's going to feel. And when you can recognize that, you can change your thought pattern. It's like when you hear a song that reminds you of a certain time in high school. When you feel that certain pain, you change the thought pattern because that pain's always going to remind you of those thoughts are going to reoccurring. So if you can change it, start to work on changing it each time. Like, oh, you know what? I'm growing right now. Oh, you know what? This is where the muscle grows, or whatever it may be.
Growing. Big dog. Nah, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. A lot of times it's your perspective and just your mind. Like your mindset is sometimes it helps to when you have certain what is it? It's like that's why it's good talking to people, because when you start isolating yourself, all you think is your mindset and all you have is your mind frame, and that's why sometimes you get stuck in your the same patterns that you always do, as opposed to broaden, go out there and mingle with people and socialize. You end up learning how to think different. So sometimes what might seem hectic or whatever, or I can't do this, or it's hard, it's your mind frame is stuck in that mode. So sometimes when you talk to other people, they can help, but just make you look at it at a different point. Some of the stuff that I've been going through, and a lot of people don't know too much what's going on, but right now I got some stuff going on, and getting definitely counseling and getting some help. So it's definitely helped big time on just my mind frame and stuff like that. So
well, what's good about that is you reached out to someone who's like, hey man, I need some help, and I mean that's kind of what you're talking about, right? Yeah. You're able to reach out to someone, they're like, you know what, motherfucker, I was there too, and you're like, what?
Yeah, definitely,
and that helps you,
Oh hell yeah,
that helps.
That's one of the most attractive things to me about being in the UA is the fact that we're not just coworkers. We don't just go in and put in pipe, but there's a brotherhood and sisterhood.
Yeah, big time.
Is a part of this organization, and that you get jerks out there that are willing to do whatever they have to try and get ahead. But for the most part, most people, if you're upfront and honest with them, that's your brother, that's your sister. They want to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
And when they show you that, I'm sure in your situation, I've had a situation too where I've approached someone and I'm like, all right, I don't know where I'm going, but I got to do something. And you kind of reach out to someone and they just blow you away with here, let me help you real quick. And it just takes this fucking load off.
Yeah, you feel like you got all this weight off of you, stuff that you've been just holding on to or hiding, and you're just like, man, I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? They get help or something. And it's kind of... at first, I ain't gonna lie, you're nervous as hell, you know what I mean? You've done this before, probably. I've done it before, and you know what I mean? What happens, you usually get fired or something like that, but definitely the Union Brotherhood is definitely there, and it's a lot different. It's different than working for any other, I worked non-union my whole life, so, they're kind of things happen like that. They don't even bother helping you.
So you were basically
fire you.
You were basically going in there fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm losing everything.
Yeah,
again.
that's what I said. But I was like,
yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna lose everything again. But I said, if I don't do this now, I said, what's the use of me having all this money? And then I end up losing myself. You know what I mean? Which was already going down that road. So I was like, you know what? I better call out to somebody. And luckily enough, I told my boss, and it was definitely the best thing I ever did. And now I feel great, you know what I mean? Getting help, and everything's just, man, total turnaround. You know what I mean? My whole mind frame, I'm happier now. You know what I mean?
That's good, dude, because, you're a good fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know.
I hope so.
No, I'm just I'm saying, seriously, bro. You're a good dude, and it's just good that there's people. It's just good, you know. One of the things that Taylor and I are talking about is like, man, there's so much to this that I don't think a lot of people know about, and you want to help everyone. Not everyone's going to make it because not everyone has that knowledge or experience to know, like, hey, reach out to someone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and I've been there, and it humbles you. It humbles you, and it makes you just connected to this place a little more. And it's not this place; it's these people, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is. It's definitely, you know what I mean? It's the people that, you know, behind it, but it's like, you know what I mean? They're representing the union, and they represent it well. You know what I mean? Just the whole brotherhood and sisterhood.
And you know what else it does? Like, one thing I noticed is, like, you calling out one of the guys in our class for not wearing his shirt. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But it does that, where it's like, you know what? This is our,
He's
this
like,
our
use
place.
your shirt. I was like, use your shirt.
It's not even a school shirt. Use
he wants me to erase the freaking the board with my school shirt, and he's like, use your shirt. I was like, use your shirt. You ain't even got a school shirt on. So it doesn't matter that won't get dirty.
Right now.
Oh my God.
Right now, Dean, Jeff, and Paul are smiling, and they don't even know why. I just suddenly feel so much better.
Oh man, it's like the reverse Yoda, where 1,000 people screamed out and went silent. No, but
Dean definitely, man, I give that guy mad props. You know what I mean? And definitely, I respect that guy to the fullest. Like, you know what I mean?
Is that something you approached him with too? Or?
Yeah, I approached him, and I was told to turn around. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I expected. In my head, I was afraid to tell anybody, just because I was, you know what I mean? I didn't want, shame and guilt and all that, because I already had that. You know what I mean? And finally reached out, and actually, they, you know what I mean? They were there for me. So I was like, dang. After that, I was like, man, I got like lots of respect, man.
Yeah, he can definitely come across as stern, but I think that's fairness, and I think it's because he really cares about the students.
Yeah, he does. Big time, man. Big time.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's no joke, man. Yeah. And a lot of times people, you know what I mean, like I had somebody that I know, you know what I mean, they just went about it the wrong way, you know what I mean? They ended up stopped going to work, and they ended up getting negative action too already, and you know what I mean. Now they gotta wait 2 years.
Yeah.
But he wants to come back in, but he just went about it the wrong way. And I told myself, I said, man, I just woke up. I said, what do I got to lose? I was like, I'm already losing everything that I got. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I keep going down this road, I'm ruining myself. So that was the best thing I ever did. And now, like, I feel like I owe them so much.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're definitely desiring to foster more of with the EAC. A feeling of like, oh man, I'm going through some stuff right now. Like I need some help. We definitely want the EAC to help coordinate that.
Yeah,
because there's 400 people. There's people are gonna run into some stuff, and it's good to know that there are people that are willing to help you.
Yeah.
See, and that's one thing I had from when I started here. Like, the one thing I saw, because it's one of those things you don't see until you're going through a rough time. If you're coming in at 1920, there's some guys, and I ain't talking bad on them, but are staying at home with their parents.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so they may not see what it is. And like, when I first
Hey, Mom, meatloaf! Yeah! Some of these fools like that movie, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you, man. I'm living the life.
But it's hard to realize that. It's like that resistance. If you ain't going through tough times, you don't realize what it is. What more there is beyond the money, the career. It's like,
exactly.
You got stuff here,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly, man.
So that's good. Like, when I first came in, I mean, my mom was killed. My mom, she didn't just die. I mean, she was killed.
Yeah.
The case, they just got the dude this year. You know,
oh man,
he has court dates coming up.
Sorry to hear about that. God.
But I mean, and that's the thing where there's someone out there who can relate to it. And I ain't trying to put a sob story, but one thing that I'm trying to get to is the court date for the guy who killed her. They're sporadic. They cancel when I get there.
Yeah. Oh, you go to them, man?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, you go up and you tell them, hey, let them know. The guy announces, let the court note that the victim's family's here.
Yeah.
So if homeboy goes up and says, oh, you know what, I want to get bail, they're like. They can read that and go, no, there's the victim's family right there.
You're looking in the